From east to west, Amazon AMA, where all your Amazon questions are answered. You don't need to go anywhere else. You just stay right here and we'll get you taken care of. I am your co-host and co-manager, Michael Marr. I am the Chief ID Officer of Cartology. We help brands win on Amazon by taking out their competitors one BB gun at a time. And my co-host and also co-manager is Brett Bohannon, founder and consultant at Vortex. He gets your Amazon catalog shit done.
Taking out competitors like Nancy Kerrigan.
Like Nancy. Oh gosh,
it's the Olympics.
I actually have. That is true. I have a great
Tonya Harding.
Great story about Tonya Harding. Yeah, I was at a. So, by the way, guys, we talk about whatever we want. You can't tell us what to do.
This is streaming on all kinds of things. I just got a notification from Brett Bohannon on YouTube.
Wow. X Factor, America's Got Talent, American Idol. Yeah. So I was at a racetrack in Seattle. It's somewhere in Seattle. And Tonya Harding was there, huge bodyguard. And I mean, just like a massive...
Was it the same bodyguard that did the hit?
Was there a bodyguard that did the hit? Did it do the hit? I
think so.
I thought it was her boyfriend.
Oh, was it?
With the lead pipe in the billiard room. It's Colonel Mustard. Okay. Anyway, my cousin just started talking trash. He was a little bit of a loudmouth. Started talking trash to her, like making jokes, whatever. And it was funny. But the bodyguard comes up, picks him up by the neck, and is like, "You better stop it!" Sets him down. And my cousin was like, "Oh, I'm gonna get the cops on you. I'm gonna press charges." And I remember being 12, and he was like, "Yeah, you'll come into court and like help me." And I was like, "Oh, dude, yeah, for sure." And I think my parents are probably like, "No, we're not flying Michael out here so that you can report her report on her in court." Anyway,
that's funny.
I just wanted to say that it's good to see you. How you doing, man?
Doing good.
What? Anyway, that was my story. What's new with you?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't really know.
Are you alive right now?
Just got done with the workout a little bit ago, so I'm in my workout clothes. Yeah.
Okay. Tell us about your workout. What'd you do?
It was nice. I go to F45.
What's that?
Functional 45.
Oh,
it's a little chain that they have. You know, Mark Wahlberg started it, then IPO, and he cashed out. It's a great workout. I try to do that 5-6 days a week.
What was this morning? You tell me yours. I'll tell you mine.
It was just strength. Different stations, upper body, lower body, 50-50. Yeah.
50-50 what?
It was
tempo?
No, it was just regular deal. Different. You have different stations. So there's like, I think today there was 12. I don't know, 10. And you have different things at different stations. You can do upper body or lower body, and you have 4 sets at that station, so you can break it up. So I like to do 50-50, lower body, upper body.
Oh, 50-50, lower body, upper body. I gotcha. That makes a lot more sense. Well, I had a kind of a recovery day today. So I always have a little bit of stretching I do in the morning. I did 5 minutes on the Airdyne, and then I did a not for time workout of, it's going to be a little crazy, but 50, 40, 30, 20, 10 calories on an Airdyne. You can measure how many like calories you burn. It's not for like eating. It's for just measuring. I don't know why, but that's what you do. And then 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 sit-ups. So it was like 50 Airdyne calories, 10 sit-ups.
Nice.
40 Airdyne calories, 20 sit-ups. Now, my Airdyne is from the 70s, and the monitor does not work. So I had to estimate, based on time, how many calories that I would do. But that was my recovery day. I'll go back to doing more intense stuff. But I tomorrow. But I've been in this place where I've been trying to just reset my body. I've been going kind of hard and need to like recover a little bit. I've like kind of tweaked my back a little bit. My left knee was bothering me. However, in amidst this recovery, I have a buddy who's a trail runner, and he invited me to go run 11 miles with him. So I did.
Nice.
And that's the most miles I've ever run. Now, trail run's very different than a road race. It took me about 2 hours. And by mile 8, I was like dead, but I still ran 3, and I was having to walk at certain points. But I had like 1,000 feet of elevation. It was across 2 hours of probably like 11-minute 40-second pace. It was insane, and that was the most I've ever done. And guess what? I can't wait to go back. We'll see when I do it again. But yeah,
just trail running's been kind of. I've been eyeing it because there's so many trails around where I live.
Oh, dude,
but
it's so much fun.
Yeah,
but it's very different than a road race or a road run.
I used to run. I ran a half marathon back in 2011.
Okay,
it's a while ago.
Trails are fun.
And then I got a road bike, and then did that, and I hated it. So I got rid of the road bike. Yeah, I didn't like the road bike.
It feels like it could be very monotonous.
Yeah, I think that's what it is. I mean, you got to do there's so much that goes into it, but you don't realize how much goes into it. I think my thing is I was up against like cars and stuff, and like it was just scary. I didn't really like it.
It can be it can be kind of crazy. I have an uncle who's gotten into has a road bike, and he's gotten into many accidents.
Yeah, but I've been working out a bunch. The snow hasn't been as great here this season, but it's getting better. So I've been working out, tracking my calories to kind of gain some muscle mass. Could probably go into macros, but this isn't an AMA about that kind of stuff. But
you could talk macros if you want to.
I'm not there yet. I just got to make sure I eat enough for what I'm burning right now.
Yeah.
And then it's the next step of going further.
There's for anybody that's listening, there's a great Harris-Benedict equation calculator that helps you understand what calories you need. And then you can decide based on your activity level and what your BMR, your basal metabolic rate is. Mm-hmm. And then you multiply it by an activity level to give you what your total calories are. And then if you want to lose weight, you eat at a deficit. If you want to gain, you eat more than that. And I think you can split your macros however you want. I'm like mostly like 40, 30, with protein being 40%, but there's lots of schools of thought on that.
Yeah. I literally just got my Fitness Pal and popped in what I want to do. And I know my what is it that
BMR, basal metabolic rate, like what your baseline is. Okay.
I got that. And then I have a watch that I track, my activity level. So I know that, so I know what to do, but just kind of playing around with it. I'm literally like second, maybe third weekend.
Oh, dude, that's cool. That's a fun time. That's a fun time to be in.
No, this is my second week. Yeah.
Okay.
So just kind of learning. And because before I'd just work out and whatever, but it's a little different.
Dude, as you get older, I feel like it is arguably more important to stay on top of and track some things because you want to be able to dial stuff in. And I think something that people do not think about is sleep. It is so much more important than exercise or nutrition. And we've lost Brett. Oh, he joined again. We lost him, and then he immediately joined back.
I got in, so I got changing subject. But yes, sleep is hugely important.
Dude, it's the most important thing. Yeah. Over eating right, which I believe is second. Over exercising, which I believe is third, to control your hormones and to help you be healthy. Can't beat good sleep, man.
Yeah, and then I got a new computer, and I also got new internet because I did. So I went on BDSSS thing, $1 billion seller summit.
Yeah. How was that?
So Kevin King posted something, and I've looked up. I actually had dinner with Kevin King a long time ago, but I've looked up to him in a while in the space, and he posted, "Hey, these are the people that are speaking." And I'm like, "Oh, you forgot me," like just kind of like joking around.
Yeah.
And then he messaged me. He's like, "Hey, you want to do this?" I'm like, "Oh, sure." So I put together some slides. I did not win. The people that did it are really good at what they do, and they've done it before. I was able to watch some. I haven't gone back and watched some of the replays, but some of the people in there are very, very, very intelligent people in the space.
What subject matter won?
Oh, I don't know. I don't recall. A lot of technical stuff was in there. Like Norm did something with someone. Was it Norm? Yeah, it was Norm. Norm Farrar did something with someone that was super techie, but it was super interesting.
Okay.
I'm going to put something on my Substack what I did, and I'm using it for clients. So I it's basically like 3D video generation. That I did for a client, and he's like, we need these videos for these new products, and the timeline just took forever to create these videos. So I started playing around with like Veo Studio, Google Gemini, and all that to create just 10, 15, 20-second videos with like really good 3D aspects to it. And they turned out pretty good. So I'm working on refining that, and I have a whole SOP. I'll share it with you and all that good stuff.
Cool.
But yeah,
what tool did you end up using for the video creation?
The main one is Google Studio and the Veo.
Okay.
So there's like a couple different parts. It's kind of pieced together, but you create, I'll talk about it like a hamburger. You create like the meat, which is like the main thing about the product, and maybe some kind of benefit or some deal here. I'll pull this up real quick and I'll walk through it a little bit.
Yeah, let's walk through it. I think the cool thing about Amazon now and the technology that has come out is you want to level up your creative. Doing it in a studio costs money and takes time. Some of these video generators and as well as image generators, they're super powerful, and you can spin up content that is better than I think you can imagine in a short period of time. Imagine if you refined it, you could get it to like really professional level quality. Like some of the AI videos that are out there seem very AI generated, but if you don't have a human talking in it, I feel like it's a little bit different. But even the stuff you can do on Amazon's Creator Studio is pretty impressive. The stuff that you and I walked through a couple times ago, like that it's really powerful stuff.
Yeah. So back to my story, I got a new computer and internet because I was on it, and I think my whole entire system was just like glitching. So I was like, I'm buying a new computer. I'm getting better internet because I just don't think it worked out well.
You need better.
Yeah.
Internet. You cannot afford.
There's too many technical difficulties in that situation. And I saw someone's comments like, oh, I couldn't see the presentation, or it was glitchy. And I was like, all right, and I had my computer for like 5 years. So, but anyways, so this video thing, like it mostly around like a scripting formula of like the hindsight hook, boundary rationality, and like a simple path. Like scripting and hooks can vary greatly from whatever you want to use it for, but psychological kind of hooks, like why is this product better, or you were told this, but this product solves why, so essentially it is, you can create a prompt and whole script within Gemini, use your main image and create a 3D video based off of whatever it might be within Veo. And then you input an intro and outro. Usually the intro is just like an image that will catch your attention for a few seconds and then goes into the 3D video. But yeah, I'm not really a creative guy, but these things have done well. And one that's been on for a month right now is our best campaign for a new product for one of my clients. So,
oh wow,
yeah, the whole purpose was essentially we were like, okay, we need to spit out some videos for different prompts, and I was kind of doing the math. I'm like, okay, well, this will probably take about 30-45 days with their existing. There's a platform called Get Savvy, and you still had to kind of edit it, and you buy it, and the videos were about I don't know, anywhere from $150 to $350, but they weren't really like 3D. They were just kind of like product shots and kind of fun stuff. So, if you're doing 3 or 4 or 5 of those, it's a couple $1,000, but these ones, it's like $5 to make within Veo Studio.
Wow.
And you could play around with them, play around with different hooks. And you use Gemini and to like, just basically be like, hey, I need another video. And this is the premise. And it'll be like, great. And it'll come up with a nice prompt and plug it in. And you have kind of room to play around with it because it's not that costly.
Okay. What you're using inside of an ad campaign?
Yeah, sponsor brand video.
And it's working well. Have you done any A/B testing on it or no?
Nope, not yet. I'm creating another one right now in the process. I'm creating another one for another client, but I'm going to create another one that's alternative messaging, more around, let's see, what am I doing next? Working on that tomorrow.
You're working on alternative messaging as in like text inside the video, or
text inside the video, and like the one before was it's in the protein powder space. So the one before was ingredients. Next one's going to be about like digestion and all that good stuff. So it's going to have a little bit of different 3D aspect.
Okay. Ooh, digestion. So you're going to walk people through from snail to tail, tail to snail. What is it? Snout to tail.
Snout to tail. Yeah.
Snail to tail. What is this guy talking about? Does he even? Are you even alive right now, Michael?
Well, but I'm gonna put this on my Substack, so I will send it. I don't know how we can get it out to the public via this, but maybe as a follow up.
Cool. I would love to. I would love to see. I would love to see what you got. Honestly, I think it would be cool to share that with people.
Yeah, it's been fun to play around with.
So, are you working a lot on creative stuff right now?
Here and there. That's mostly the biggest creative aspect of it. I'm still working a lot on. Oh, I see this. How do I make it so it's less time on my end using AI tools? I'm still planning stages of like open claw, which is like takes over your computer kind of thing. So
open claw.
Yeah, it was Claudebot, Moltbot, and then now it's open claw. There was a big thing on it on X about people. It's basically like full agentic, like you're a full assistant taking over your computer and doing things for you.
Okay.
So I've identified quite a bit of things that, as me, a solopreneur who handles clients and whatnot, to use it for. So I'm trying to incorporate it into potential, mostly reporting, little things like that, and then we'll expand the scope as it goes on. Security is a big issue because it does take over your whole entire computer. So if it gets sensitive data, there could be some crazy stuff. So
what about processor too? Like it's got to take up a lot of processor.
Yeah, so a lot of people, I mean, there's so much technical aspect of it. A lot of people got Mac Minis. I bought a Mac Mini as well, and just run it.
Like just to run it on that, but it will run computer.
Yeah, they call it sandboxing. I'm sandboxing it into one file folder on the computer using Docker. You still there?
I'm here. I have no idea why my screen froze. There we go.
You need new internet like I got.
Dude, I literally I'm taking you out and put myself back in. I can't do it that way. Dude, I literally just got my internet checked and I had to replace my router twice because it was freezing and it was dropping in the middle of like podcasts and stuff. It's kind of crazy. I had used an Orbi mesh for a long time. It was starting to go bad. I replaced it. That new one was bad. I got the Eero because my internet guy said, I've got an Eero, and I thought if this internet guy knows anything, then I will have him. I trust him, and he moved my main router from my basement up to my main floor, and it's been good since. So I have no idea what just happened. I just kind of suzzed out. I had no idea what happened. Did that look like I was really frozen?
Yeah,
such a tool. Okay, so you're running it on a Mac Mini, but what kind of stuff is it actually doing for you? Or you haven't tested it yet?
You haven't tested it yet. You can do whatever you want. I've got a whole list of what I wanted to do. Like I said, I'm just going to do it for reporting at first.
Okay.
But people have opened the gates, like Mansoor over at Increment Digital. He does a lot with it. He's been playing around with a lot of cool tools and stuff.
When you say reporting, what do you mean? Like, what is it going to actually do for you?
Well, I mean, if I want to pull, let's just say you're old school and you don't have SQP data in a dashboard. like our friends over at Bespoke, and other providers. But
shout out to Bespoke, by the way, official sponsor.
That was a good plug.
Bespoke, dude, that was amazing. They pull in SQP data for us, and I can track on a. Here's the thing. James and I actually just recorded a podcast, so it's going to come out in season 4. And there's a lot of data from Amazon. How you visualize that data and how you tell the story is equally, if not more important than the data that you get. Mm-hmm. And the SQP data allows us to see search volume over time, along with impression share, click share, add to cart share, and purchase share, which we just call share purchases, and impression share we call share voice. Dude, it's amazing. We can track it in real time with our rank campaigns. And so we can go to a client and say, hey, we know your ROAS is really low right now, but look, we're seeing share purchases increase. We expect to see sales come after that. And sometimes it takes holding feet to the fire, but eventually they realize, okay, all these leading indicators do lead to the lagging, but it can take 5 or 6 months to really see that pay off. And in the meantime, people are like, we're investing, we're at 40% tacos here and we're not seeing the sales increase. But then when it does hit, it's incredible.
Yeah. I really like Makeshift has a free Google Sheet where you can track SQP data on a weekly basis and you can plug in certain keywords.
Shout out to Makeshift, official
sponsor.
Shout
out to Makeshift.
I'm just calling everyone an official sponsor, whether they are or not. They'll get there.
Sam will do it eventually. But I really like that, because if you're doing something particularly with SQP data in a group, like I have a client right now that we're just like, hey, let's focus on like 5 like terms and kind of have ancillary terms, but let's like drill hard on these 5 ones based on these criterias. And so we're like, well, how have we done, and the SQP data is really the truth of all data, to be like, oh, wow, look at our impression shares for these 5 terms. Look at how they've increased. Look at our cart ads. Look at our, and all that kind of good stuff. So, I mean, like if you're just using a Google Sheet and you need to input that data, like if you had, usually you have a VA do it, but if you had something running continuously do it, boom, you're set. And right now, AI kind of gives you all these tools, but you still have to kind of do these things. But what if you were able to be like, okay, well, how's my task for all my clients looking broken down by clients? Send me a message every morning and be like, what's on my plate today? And have just basically an assistant. So that's what I'm going to use OpenClaw for, is basically be my assistant and hopefully create crazy efficiencies. It's taken me a little longer to build it out because I'm thinking about it a little bit more, and I have a family. And so I feel behind, but I think in the grand scheme of things, it's been fun just planning it out and then building it out slowly.
Dude, I think what you said is incredible.
What?
You're thinking about it more because you have a family and all this other stuff. But I think a lot of people arguably, they don't think about stuff at all. They just start building and start doing.
Yeah.
And I think if you're more thoughtful and intentional about the tech that you build, I think you end up building something that is much more useful and helpful.
Yeah.
I think a lot of times people are like, oh, I got to get this shiny thing out and I got to use this new tech. And they're not actually thinking about if it's going to help anyone. It's just using the tech for the sake of using the tech.
Yeah.
So I love that you're being thoughtful about it.
There's a lot of that. And kind of where I sit, because I intentionally don't have employees because my lifestyle doesn't, lots of reasons, but my lifestyle doesn't add up to that. And I've tried it a couple of times of hiring people to help out with stuff, and I just I didn't like it. So if this is like the first time that I've been like, oh, whoa, this can really, really help me. And I'm pretty jazzed on it. So I'm just kind of following suit with that. But then you do have a lot of things happening in the space that is absolutely ridiculous. And it's wild because you can feel behind, but you have to always put the lens of like, how does it help me, or how can it help my clients? Or, what can I do that will better serve this? And the day and age of the AI stuff is like, we're like right there, and it's just going to go even bonkers even more. Like the MCP stuff with Amazon ads, like that's pretty gnarly. I started diving.
Talk about that.
It's essentially you can talk to your Amazon advertising through an LLM. So if you're on Claude, you could basically be like, hey, Claude, what does my advertising look like today? What are my wasted, essentially what you do in the back end of, let me try to just dumb this down. I believe what you can do, and there's probably some limitations. I haven't dove into it. Sam Hagar at Makeshift has. There's a couple of other people in the space that have. But based on what I've seen is you can basically be like, okay, what campaigns will have a ROAS over, 4 over the past 30 days? And
it's kind of like what Amazon's been doing in the Amazon ad console, but
yes.
or in the business reports console. Okay.
Yeah, and you can make changes accordingly. But again, I saw Sam Hagar post some limitations, and someone comment on his post the other day that there are some limitations. Of course, they're sandboxing it, and then it will just roll out a little bit more. But I was in the documentation. It's available to everyone. You just create an API. You have to create an API with the client, and then you can set it up. So I've got that in mind to set that up and kind of see if maybe that will stick. And
can it make changes too, or it's just communicating?
I guess it can make changes too.
Wow. I've been using Claude way more. And from what is it?
It could be with Gemini and chat too, or OpenAI. It's not just Claude, but yes.
It's amazing. I'm probably going to get this wrong, but the version of the LLM that you use makes a big difference. So in Claude, I was using, I think, Sonnet 4.5, and it says best for everyday tasks. I was creating a branding for a newsletter I'm about to launch. I'm officially launching a newsletter. I don't know if I've told anyone this, but now I put it out there, so I have to do it. And I'll be talking about it and getting people to sign up. I'm just trying to give people some practical insight on Amazon. I don't want to clog up your inbox. And if it ends up not being helpful, then you can suck it, and I won't.
Are you going to sponsor this too now?
Am I going to sponsor the newsletter? Oh,
yeah, your newsletter?
Sure.
All right.
And it's I've got a pretty good name for it. I'm just going to say, got a pretty good name.
Are you going to share it or
do you think I should share now?
I don't know. It's up to you.
What do you think?
We have approximately 90,000 people watching this.
Oh, well, then maybe I should. Well, the name of my newsletter is Maherketing Hour, and it's spelled Maherketing. And Maherketing Hour, like, it's also like happy hour. So I'm going to give people cocktail recipes on it too, because I enjoy making cocktails, and I will make it fun for you. And maybe I'll even throw in some mocktail recipes, because I do actually have a couple of those that I made for people who don't drink that have turned out pretty good. Although I think the cocktail recipes are better, but it's hard to emulate alcohol. Like when you want to make a cocktail that's a mocktail, you can't. It's very hard to do like an old fashioned. Like it has to be something I think that is more like a sour, which would be like a daiquiri or margarita or something like that. Anyway, but so it'll have practical information on Amazon, and I'm just trying to make it relatable, because I think a lot of times there's really advanced stuff and people don't know how to apply it. Or I think we talked about this, or just really basic stuff, and it's like repeating the news. I want to be able to take something and say, hey, look, here's what this means. Here's how you can apply it. Go and do this. And just help be a resource for people. If you want to come work with me, great. If it's something that you can take and use, great. But and then the cocktail piece is just something fun about me that I enjoy doing. I like making cocktails for people. And I will have people over and do an omakase style. So like sushi, where the chef does whatever. But I ask you more about you, and then I make you something that I believe you will like. I'm not just saying make this and you will like this. But I'm gonna be releasing a newsletter, and I upgraded. They were like, you're almost out of your chat limitations, whatever. And they're like, do you want to upgrade? So I upgraded, and I'm using Opus 4.6, and the graphics and the process understanding of the different version of the LLM, like the one that requires more processing. The outputs on the creative were instantly better. I went back and forth with 4.5, and it was like creating extra quadrants and stuff. And I'm like, can you not see this? Oh yeah, you're right. And at one point I said, stop giving me the flowery BS language. I don't need you to tell me that I'm great. Just do the thing that I'm asking you to do. You know what I'm talking about. It's like, yeah, you're right. I did do that wrong. You're so smart. I'm like, shut up. Don't do that. And they're like, here's the new data. Like, it was very matter of fact after I said stop doing that. But upgrading to like what is processing the information makes a big difference. But I do like Claude a lot. So I'd be interested to hear how this, what is it called? Claude, or no, what did you say it was called?
OpenClaw.
OpenClaw.
Yeah, completely different than Claude. Some guy just built it out.
Oh, but weren't you saying something about Claude? Like Claude using MCP. Okay, got it.
Yeah, that was for the advertising API.
Okay. Yeah. That is that's exciting. I mean, it's exciting to hear all this stuff coming about.
The way that I look at it is you got to read the tea leaves. Like, it's just all happening so fast, and you kind of have to stay on top of it, else it will just leave you in the dust.
I think I read something from Luke Matthews. I don't know if you've seen him. He's been very AI forward. He's kind of an influencer, but he's almost an anti-influencer because he just says whatever's on his mind. He's been vocal about things on social media, and it's gotten banned on social media sites. But he's a really bright dude and funny. And he's like, I think the chatter with AI is either everything's 100% AI now, or it's like you're staying all analog. And he's like, I think it's an and. It's you still say analog in some cases, and you incorporate some stuff. It's not one extreme or the other, and that's what all the influencers and the people that are, I don't know what, are trying to get you buy something maybe, but they're saying, oh, 100% AI, it's going to take all the jobs, blah, 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 blah. And they're writing it with AI, and it's just a bunch of slop. When the reality is like just integrating into what you're doing and finding a way to use it, I think is the key.
Here's a real life example. Right before this call, I'm in this group on Slack with a bunch of Amazon sellers. Jason Mastermeadow posted something about a shipment with like crazy amounts of SKUs, and Keith Hammond was like, that sounds crazy. And I was like, hey, you could probably like build something out and create a bulk shipment. You'd have to create like a plan file, take a little bit of work, and then you could probably have AI create crazy scripts, Python scripts to create an output bulk file to do this. And and he was like, I don't have time for that. And I was like, ha ha ha. And then, Keith comes in and goes, he's like, I built something out like this and it took me 8 hours. It was horrible. So honestly, you could probably take something that took someone 8 hours to build that, and you can do it maybe within 2 to 3 at the first go, because you'd have to kind of like tweak it a little bit. But then if you wanted to do it again, do you know how fast it would be? Because you would already have
5
something
minutes.
built. It would literally, you would probably just have to do the plan sheet. And
so
it might be like 30 minutes, under an hour, and you can just have
But I think
like
the thing that people don't, everybody says, I don't have time. Everybody says I don't have time. And that drives me freaking nuts because people do not know how to prioritize. Number one. Number two is poop. Number three, not everything needs to be done. Not everything needs to be done or will get done. And I think you have to accept that. And the last piece, D, is you have to build stuff now for later. If you're constantly building stuff every single time instead of creating something that's repeatable, you're going to drive yourself into the ground. Yeah. We now have something called an item master sheet where we keep all of our clients' information on their products inside one place. But that took time to build out. We have an onboarding process and a pre-launch process with the client. It took us a couple months to first build it out, and we've run it over the course of a year or two and refined it over time. But it's a tight 2 weeks. For the first time in 2 years, we were able to deliver a strategy call in under 2 weeks because we were ahead of schedule, because everyone knew what they were doing. We had the processes laid out. So you have to build with the future in mind, but you take the time now to build the thing that takes 8 hours. But then how is this something that, do I need to create a solution for this one time, or is this something that I can repeat over time? That's the thing I think that if people will think about how they leverage technology to help them get there, that to me feels like the win instead of just building something out once and saying, I don't have time for it. You don't have time not to build it because the work's going to continue to pile up and you're never going to get it done. So what is your other option?
That right there gets me super excited about all this because honestly, it's like, and then I think I've had this thought. I'm like, well, if I'm building this, like other people could build it too.
Yes.
But sorry, my dog is old and likes to bark at me all the time.
But Brett, not everyone is going to buy it or build it. Not everyone is going to build it.
And they just want the cheat code. They don't want to spend the time building it.
Yep.
So, yeah. And that's like the fun part. And those are the thoughts that go through my head, but I build these things to help me. I mean, I built probably 20, 25, I don't know, 20 to 30 little tools. Do I use all of them? No. And the ones that I know that I can reuse, those are the ones that like, I'm like, oh, those are really exciting. But the building part of those little other tools has helped me kind of learn this whole entire process.
Yes.
I've always been fascinated with code and I've always wanted to learn it. Now I don't have to learn it. And I'm learning it as AI is helping me build these things out because I'm able to look at it and go, oh, that's that, and put these pieces together. I just have that kind of brain, I guess. But
you have a tinker brain and you want to solve stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's again, what is the solution we're driving towards? How do we know what the actual process is? Once we know it and we run it, then we can incorporate technology into it to make it faster. A lot of people start with the technology and that is the absolutely wrong way to do it. And then what is something repeatable that I can use over time? If I am doing this thing now, is this something I can use with another client or with another brand or with another thing that I'm going to do 2 weeks from now? And I think building out those processes, everyone is just scrambling from one thing to the next thing. And they're thinking that they're getting so much done and they're so busy. But you have to, like, there's so many things that just don't get done on my list, but they're not the most important things to do. I focus on the things that are going to drive revenue for us and that are going to help serve our clients well, and they're going to help our team. Like, those are the things to get focused on, and the rest of the stuff, okay, I've got stuff I got to do. I'm going to get to it later, and it's just not the most important thing. And everyone forgets to prioritize, thinking it's all going to get done, and it's just not. It's just not going to get done.
That's a talent in itself, what you just said. Being able to identify those things. That's a huge talent, and it takes a while.
It's taken me a long time to get to that point.
I was just thinking this morning, like, I wake up early. I do my, routine that I do in the morning outside of work. And then I jump into work stuff. But a lot of times my wife will go work out and then the baby will wake up. And I'm like, I didn't get that work time. So like, I have to plan accordingly to the things that matter most to me. So like, I was all stoked because the baby slept in and my wife was like, did you get a bunch done? I'm like, yeah, I got some done. But nowadays what I do is I take a task and then I make little tasks for that task. So I'm like, hey, I can check off this in 5 minutes. Oh, I know this is going to take me 10, 15. I know this one's going to take me 30 to get to that task. So it's just like learning that over a period of time. And I don't know why I'm sharing this, but I thought I'd just share it because I was thinking about it.
I like that. You're compartmentalizing the work into digestible chunks instead of saying, I've done this before where it's like, oh, I've got this thing that's going to take me 5 hours. I can't do this. And then I'm just like, all right, I got to bite the bullet. And I just start doing it. You're actually breaking it down and saying, you're creating something repeatable. And then you're saying, oh, I can do this a little bit now, this a little bit later, fit it into your life instead of it being just at work all the time, doing all the things. Like, you're allowing for yourself to be a normal human being.
Yep. And that took a lot of time too, to figure out. Still figuring it out. Always will.
I feel like the older, I've noticed this in the past year, the older that I'm getting, one, the more I realize that I need Jesus and that I'm just super broken and messed up. But two, the more I'm like, man, I have so much work to do on myself. It's like kind of not depressing, but it's just like, because you're constantly facing new things. But I think it's that as you grow and you challenge yourself, you are getting to a new plane. And it's like, all right, now I've got this other big challenge, this thing I need to work on and improve upon. And it's it can be crazy sometimes, but growth hurts, but growth is good.
Yep, absolutely.
Well, that's all we have today for the AMA because I said so. And
we probably should stop it. We can go on forever.
We could, people can just look. Let me tell you something. I'm just kidding. I don't have anything to say. I think we have established that there's a lot to do on the creative side on Amazon. There is more technology that's coming in. If people can just walk away from this and try and apply one thing, like creating a process for yourself and then doing it over time and finding something, a way to take the mundane off your plate so that you can then go and be doing the things that are going to make you human. I think that arguably is probably the best takeaway from this. And then you can ask me anything next month.
Yeah, next month.
All right, people. That's been real. Or has it?
It's been real.
I don't know. We'll see. See you later.